Hello, loves! It's Kat here. For today's reading, we will be divining what do you most need to hear and receive at this time. Now, I am filming this on Sunday, April 3rd, 2025. So I am also setting the intention that we can get some messages of guidance to help guide us through the week ahead. Now, if you are listening to this reading at a different time than that week, that is okay too. I always set the intention for my readings to be timeless messages of guidance. So trust that you are guided to this reading at the time that you are for a reason. All right, so before we jump into today's reading, I am going to do something a little bit different today. So we are going to start by doing the general collective reading and get some messages of guidance from the tarot for everybody tuning in. But then at the end of the reading, I am feeling called to do something a little different. So we are going to do a pick a card with 3 piles with the Super Attractor Affirmation cards and the Sacred Self-Care Oracle cards. So I will be pulling a card from each deck for 3 different piles, and then you can choose which pile you feel most called to and receive an affirmation and a sacred self-care action step that you can choose to take and follow today on this Sacred Self-Care Sunday, or anytime throughout the upcoming week, or whenever you feel called to, of course. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's reading and see what our messages are for this moment and for this week ahead. So we are using the Akashic Tarot today. And of course, when listening to this reading, and as always in life in general, make sure that you are tuning in with your intuition and trusting your intuition first and foremost and above all. And just know if something doesn't fit, that's okay. It may not be a message that's meant for you. It may be meant for somebody else, as this is a general public reading. So just move along to the next thing that does resonate with you. However, if you do want to receive a reading where all the messages are meant just for you, I do offer personal readings. You just have to send me a DM on Instagram at selfunity, and we can set up a private reading for you. All right, love, so those are our tarot cards. Let's go ahead and uncover them and see what our tarot cards are for today. Oh, we have 10. The Light of the World. Yes, the wheel. This is the Wheel of Fortune in traditional tarot. The wheel is shifting. The wheel is turning. Wow, we also have 5 Hilarion. Ooh, 2 major arcana. This is a big week. Which makes sense because we just had the full moon in Libra on April 12th, and Venus just went direct. So we've got some big shifts. That full moon in Libra was also closing out eclipse season. So it's like things are finally shifting. Awareness is coming in. The answers are coming in. Everything's starting to make sense. Look at that. We have the King of Keys. Ooh, King of Wands. And we have 5 of Forces, Summer and Winter. Okay, I love when we get the 2 different seasons, because I have people tuning in from, different locations, but like specifically different hemispheres. And so based on what we're talking about today in this reading, I feel that we're gonna be talking about like some shifts coming through. That's like the underlying energy that's being presented with these cards here. But with the 5 of Forces coming out representing summer, winter, these shifts that take place during this time, and then the next week or the next couple weeks, they're going to come to the peak during the season of summer or winter, depending on which hemisphere you're in. Okay, so if you're in the northern hemisphere, it's going to come to a peak in the summer season. If you're in the southern hemisphere, during the winter season. Okay, so in a couple months' time. All right, but let's see what's coming through, because the messages are like really flooding in. I know I was kind of bouncing all over the place right there for a minute. So thanks for sticking with me through that. But there is like some big shifts coming this week, and the shifts come from this depth of awareness, these like revelations that you're going to be receiving from within yourself. Okay, Hilarion is the Hierophant in traditional tarot, which is all about tapping into that inner wisdom that you possess, that you innately came into this world with. Okay, it's about tapping into your own intuition, your own light, your own guide. You are your own guide. You don't need something outside of you to guide the way. You don't need somebody or something outside of you to pave the path for you. Excuse me. Oh, you can pave your own path. Oh, I just had like a little hiccup come through there. So almost like some hesitancy. Okay, so maybe there's somebody who's like hesitating to pave their own path, even though that's the inner guidance that you're getting. Okay, and that's why we have the King of Keys here, is because what you're feeling guided to do, what you're feeling guided to embrace and work upon, and the path that you're being guided to go towards in this moment and throughout the next couple weeks, it's something that it may be a little intimidating, because it's something that nobody has ever done before. Okay, and if they've done it, they haven't done it in the way that you're feeling intuitively guided to do it. And so it's something very unique, and it's something that only you can do. It's something that only you can create. Okay, that's why we have the Hierophant here, because this wisdom is coming from within you. And so it can be very intimidating to finally take the action steps that you're feeling guided to take, and to embrace, or to go to the spaces that you're feeling called towards, because it's something that you've never done before. And it's also something that nobody else outside of you has ever done before. And a lot of the times in this earthly realm, when we're trying to do something new, we try to seek external guidance or external validation or external approval, but you're being guided to seek that validation and approval and confirmation from within yourself. Okay, each of these cards are highlighting one figure, one being, and these are powerhouse cards of really tapping in, tuning in to the depths of yourself, and trusting the innate wisdom, the light that you hold on to, and trusting that energy, trusting in yourself and the guidance you're receiving intuitively, and paving that path, walking that path, creating it. Okay, you are meant to be a leader. Oh, that's coming through. You are meant to be a leader. You're meant to be a leader in the spaces that you're feeling called to connect with, that feel intimidating, okay, that feel unfamiliar. And if you start taking those steps towards this path, by the next season, okay, summer or winter, you're going to feel that shift where things are fully going to click for you, and you're going to be able to look up and just see, you're going to be able to see this path with so much peace and love and support and understanding. Okay, because right now it does, like right now in the physical, it feels a little bit up in the air. It's very much an internal, it's in an internal space right now, where all the things that you're working through are coming from within yourself, and you're having to create the external proof of what you're feeling internally. Okay, and so by the next season, summer or winter, depending which hemisphere you're in, that's when you'll start to see more of that external proof in your outside external world. Now, with that being said too, those spirits saying that you are receiving signs and experiencing synchronicities to help you tap into the trust of what you're feeling intuitively, okay? And the signs and synchronicities that you're receiving, they're around things that you may be wanting to receive or experience, or like people you're thinking about and wanting to connect with. So it's like you think about something, and then boom, in the next couple of hours, you receive it. Or you receive like a sign or a message of somebody speaking about that out loud, even if you didn't say anything about it. Okay, so that's like a sign of your intuition, your spirit guides, God, universe, source, trying to get you to see the truth around what you're feeling intuitively, and how right it is when you tune in and listen to it and trust it. Okay, so what the example Spirit wants me to share here is like, maybe you're wanting something, and it can be something very simple, you know, like maybe you're wanting to receive like your favorite food. And then the next couple hours, like your coworkers, like, hey, I'm going out to this place for lunch, and they have your favorite food. And you didn't even say anything out loud. You just thought about it. You're just like, oh, I'd really like to eat this for lunch. And then boom, your coworker's like, hey, I'm going to go get this for lunch. Do you want it? Okay. And so that's just like very surface level, but that's also the types of signs and synchronicities that you're receiving right now and working through right now, because it's like a training. It's like you're going through these lessons of training and how your intuition's communicating with you. But there's like a deeper reason for these surface level manifestations and synchronicities occurring, and it's because there's like something deeper that you're meant to bring into this world, or a deeper path that you're meant to walk upon that you're feeling really guided to, and this is connected to like spiritual gifts, creative gifts, your passions in life, your life purpose. There's something that you're meant to create or walk upon. This could even be like relationships too. Yeah, it could be anything really, whatever resonates with you, but you know what it is. You know what I've been saying, and you've had this idea in your mind throughout this entire reading. And so you know what it is. You know what the path is that you're meant to be pursuing and walking upon. And you are at the process of beginning to take those steps and to bring it out of those internal spaces and to start paving the path forward and creating it externally, or embracing the external like energies, like what's available to you to be able to create it, embrace it, and connect with it in the external already. So you're already starting to walk upon that path now. You've been on the path, but more internally, and now the wheel is shifting so you can bring it out into the physical. Okay, let's go ahead and let's pull the oracle cards first. We're going to pull some oracle cards from this deck here. This is the Seasons of the Witch Mabon Oracle. And this deck was really calling to me today. I really wanted to come out for this reading. And this is such a beautiful, powerful reading. Very powerful messages coming through today. We also have the 2 5s there. And then we have the 10, which can break down to 5 as well. Okay, so this is also signifying a shift, a transformation. Also like a transmutation of energy too. I'm also hearing what was once lost is now found. Okay, so what was once lost is now found. And take that as it resonates. This could be something returning from your past, like something connected to this path where it's like an old found passion. Maybe your spiritual gifts are returning in a new light. Or maybe you're finding old objects that you thought were lost forever, and they hold a lot of sentimental value, and they're resurfacing once again. Or just like things that are reminders of who you once were, which is tied to like who you're becoming once again, the path that you're being guided towards. And then also maybe old relationships, old connections could also be resurfacing. All right, but let's see what our oracle cards are. So we have Firesider 16. Dwell in the medicine that exists to protect the spirit. Yes. So work with what you have now. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be at the top of the mountain just yet. This has been very much an inside job that you have been coming to the point of getting to this point that you're at now, of birthing it and bringing it to the light of the physical, of the external. And so as you start to bring this out into the external world, you're being reminded that you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to have all the tools. It doesn't have to be the prettiest. It doesn't have to be the most perfect. Okay, just work with what you have now and get started. We have Toad 39. Observe. For those who watch, see all. Ooh, okay. This is really reminding me. I've seen this card quite a lot, and this is the first time I'm getting this message, where it's reminding me of like the, I think it's The Princess and the Frog. Is that the name of the book? It's like a story, a fairy tale, The Princess and the Toad, The Prince and the Frog, something like that. So that could be significant to somebody, and maybe a sign to also go read that story or watch the movie that they made about it as well. Okay, we also have Tea Magic, number 38. Reach into your subconscious, pull from the source, and weave magic with intention, and the answers will unfold. Yes, all the answers you need are found within you. They're not found outside of you. They're found within you. And if you're seeking for the answers outside of you and it's not coming, keep looking, searching, asking this person for advice, asking that person for advice, and you're still not sure, it's your sign to slow down and look within. And to that too, Spirit's also saying that if you slow down and look within and you're still not sure, just trust that means it's not yet time. Okay, things are still working themselves out. We also have Corn Maze, number 8. Although your path is unclear, it is there waiting for your faith to lead you. This is a perfect message. Wow, this is probably why this deck wanted to come out so bad. I wanted to give you this message. Although your path is unclear, it is there waiting for your faith to lead you. Goodness, that's such a beautiful, powerful message to end our oracle cards with. Yes, it's waiting for you. You're over here waiting for it, but you're the one that has to take those action steps. You're the King of Keys. You're the one that has to affirm, that has to get started, that has to make the command, that has to direct the energy. It's up to you to make those decisions and then to follow through with that and just trust in yourself and trust in the guidance that you have been receiving. All right, just like here on the Tea Magic, reach into your subconscious, pull from the source, and weave your magic with intention. It's all about intention here. What you believe is what will manifest. All right, what you're feeling internally is what will manifest. You have the power here. I'm hearing you have the power here, baby. It's up to you. Spirit's already given you all the answers. They've given you all the tools that you need at this point in your journey. Okay, you may be thinking you need more. You need more tools. You need more answers. You need more connections. You need more time. But you have everything you need right now in this moment to take that first step. Okay, and maybe it's not your first step. Maybe it's your second or third step. But you have everything you need in this moment to start walking upon this path. The only thing holding you back is you. And so Spirit's guiding you here to say yes to the guidance that you're receiving and to start exploring this path in the external. Bring it outside of you and birth it into the external. Bring it outside of you and bring it into the light. Birth it into the light. Pull that energy out of your subconscious, out of your internal being, and show the world your truth. Show the world who you really are, who you were destined to be, what you were destined to explore, what you were destined to create, what you were destined to embrace. This is such a powerful reading. I usually don't do readings like this, but I'm here for it and loving these messages that are coming through today. So thank you for being here with me, loves, and allowing me to bring forth these messages of guidance for you. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the symbolism on some of these cards. So we have 2 8s here. So 8 is the number of abundance. What goes around comes around. Somebody could also be receiving financial increase, abundance increase by seeing the 8s here. Also, I'm seeing like the good you do is coming back around, and so you may just be receiving things very unexpectedly, but it's because of it's like good karma making its return to you. Okay, and then we also have 2 30s here, 38 and 39, and so I'm seeing that somebody tuning in could be on the end of their 30s, like you're making your way out of your 30s and you're about to enter into your 40s, which is a really exciting time. That's when things really where you really start to settle into the depths of like who you are. You have a lot of confidence in yourself and your purpose and your passion in life. And if you're not there yet too, that's totally okay. That's what this reading is about. It's about stepping into that power and settling into it too. So if anybody does have birthdays, they're, maybe turning 38, turning 39, or 40, celebrating the big 40, happy birthday and congratulations. Have fun celebrating this week or this month, whenever it is. All right, and then also somebody could be making some fire cider. I know it's not really the season for that, but maybe somebody's feeling a little under the weather and they're feeling called to make some fire cider or some type of like honey medicine. working with honey in some way. Okay, and then we also have the toad medicine, frog medicine, blackbirds. We also have the Luna moths. Oh, there's another moth here too. And then we also have the apple and the star anise and some garlic here too, calling to me, and rosemary. So you may be working with any of these energies, or maybe these are some signs and symbols that you're going to be seeing as you walk upon this journey and start to bring all of this internal things out into your external. All right, love. So let's go ahead and pull our pick of cards now. I was going to pull some more tarot, but this message took over, and I don't want to make this reading too long, so we're going to start with our pick a card piles now. So I'm going to pick 3 cards from the Super Attractor Affirmation deck, and then you get to choose which card is most calling to you, and then I'll put little timestamps in the description box down below so you can go directly to the beginning of your pile's choice. Okay, so there's pile 1, we've got pile 2 there. Let's get pile 3's affirmation. Okay, and then I'm also going to pair it with a card from this deck here. This is the Sacred Self-Care Oracle, and these are action steps that you can choose to take if you feel called to, just to give yourself some self-love, to come back to yourself, which is actually perfect with today's reading because it's all about tuning into your intuition. And when we provide ourselves with a moment of self-care and self-love, that is like the most perfect gateway into connecting with your intuition, honoring it, and listening to it. All right, so there we go. We have pile 1. Wow, and there we go, pile 2, and then there's pile 3. All right, so take a moment and choose which pile is the most calling out to you. And then I'll put the timestamps down below and see you at your card pull. All right, so we're going to start with pile 1. We'll start with your affirmation. When I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. Yes, when you surrender your desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. Yes, stop attaching to the physical. Okay, I know we talked a lot about bringing things out into the external, but you may be losing sight of the power that you hold in being able to attract these things to you, because you're like hyper focusing on where's the physical proof, where's the physical validation. Surrender that all and bring that back to yourself. Trust that what you're doing is enough, because it is enough, especially if it's coming from your intuition and you're trusting in your inner innate wisdom, the Hierophant wisdom, which you are. You have the Hierophant here today. Trust in yourself, trust in your gifts, trust in your purpose and your passion. And when you just let go and allow the universe to take care of things for you, that's when those things will start to attract. That's when they'll start to make their way to you. Okay, it's like with that message I gave around synchronicities coming like hours later. It's because you think about it and then you just let it go. You don't tell anyone, you don't obsess over it. You're just like, I really want that. And then you stop thinking about it, you forgot about it. And then it's like, boom, the universe heard what you wanted. So they're bringing it to you because you let it go. You surrendered it. Okay, so let's see what your self-care action is. We have 3. Aromatherapy. Ooh, yes. Stimulate your senses with smell. All right, so maybe you're going to be putting on some perfume today, putting some good smelling lotions on your body. Maybe you have a humidifier that you can sit with and meditate while you soak in these smells of the essential oils. Okay, this will help you to come back to yourself and to be present with yourself. I'm also feeling really drawn to this rose here. Roses are one of the highest frequency smells that you can connect with. So definitely, if you feel called to, maybe get some like rose essential oils, or maybe start growing a rose in your garden, or even like in a pot outside your home. Maybe go find some. I think roses are starting to bloom right now, so maybe you'll be walking by some roses on an afternoon walk, and you can stop and smell the luscious scent of the roses, and this will help connect you to yourself, to your intuition, and allow you to just trust in the magic of the universe, and the blessings that the universe wants to bring you as you surrender everything over to the universe and just come back to yourself and work on what you're feeling intuitively called to work on in this moment. All right, pile one, that is it for your card pull today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, bye, loves. All right, so now we are uncovering pile two. So we're going to start with your affirmation. I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. Yes, this is very similar to pile one's affirmation. I love this. I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. Yes, stop looking for those answers outside of yourself and get still with yourself right now in this moment. After this reading, after we reveal your sacred self-care act, just take a moment to sit with yourself and meditate and tune in and listen to what your intuition, what your body is speaking to you. The answers you're seeking are already within you. And when you trust that, that's when all the things you're desiring outside of you, all the things you're wanting to experience, all the things you're wanting to call in, will be able to align and to magically flow onto your path. All right, but this is really about getting quiet with yourself and just trusting yourself, connecting with yourself, making time and space to connect with yourself and to just listen to what your body, what your intuition is speaking to you, and to give the love back to yourself too. Okay, I see here with pile two that you may be extenuating yourself a lot to like places outside of you, giving a lot to others where you may not be receiving a lot or taking a lot, and it can be very taxing to your mind, body, and spirit. And so make sure that you are making time and space to be with yourself, to give yourself the love, support, and energy that you're constantly giving to others. All right, let's see what your card is for your sacred self-care act. All right, I love this 48. Spend time with animals. Yes, spend time with animals. Animals want nothing from you except to just be in your presence, and this is perfectly paired with your affirmation card there, where it's just about coming to the present moment and to being with yourself. And you know, a lot of the times as humans, we forget that we also are animals. And I feel like this is something that Spirit just wants me to share with you, is to remember that you're also an animal and you have this beautiful, natural, wildlike nature about you. And when you make time and space to sit with that energy and stillness, you're able to tap in to that divine connection that you hold with all that is. Okay, so if you're able to, if you have pets, you know, go sit with your pets this week and give them some extra cuddles, and just be present with them. You know, put your phone away, turn the TV off, put the book down, just be present and sit with your animal, and give them some extra love and meditate with them. If you don't have any animals, maybe you can make time this week to go to a shelter and volunteer, or just, you know, see the animals there. You can also like visit a zoo, and then what else? Just go and sit in nature, and you're going to see wildlife. It is like spring right now. I know it's fall in the southern hemisphere, but it's like cooler weather temperatures right now. But the sun is still out, and so animals are coming out of their burrows, or if you're in the southern hemisphere, they're starting to prepare to go in them. So they're on the move, they're active. And so just go sit in nature, and animals will definitely be crossing your path. Okay. And just sit in that stillness and meditate with them, loves. Okay. This will help you connect to yourself and to finally tap in and receive the answers that you've been seeking outside of you, but from within you. All right, pile two, that's it for your reading today. I thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, bye, loves. All right, pile three, let's see what your affirmation card is. Wow, these are all so similar. Of course they are. So we have in stillness, I receive. In stillness, I receive. Each pile kind of piggybacked off of one another. So I'm only sharing this with you, pile three, but if you feel called to, you may want to go back and listen to both messages. Maybe you need them all. But yes, in stillness, I receive. Yes, you're just being guided to sit with yourself this week. Make time and space to come back to yourself. sit in meditation with yourself. Spirit's actually saying every single day. I didn't get this message for any of the other piles here, but every single day, pile 3, it's very important for you. If you felt called to pile 3 specifically, very strongly, you need to be making time and space to sit with yourself every single day. Spirit's saying at least 5 minutes a day. Put the phone away, turn the TV off, put the book down, put whatever it is you're working on, put your work down, stop working for 5 minutes, and just sit with yourself and listen. Listen to yourself, listen to your intuition, listen to your body. Do some breath work, just breathing in and out. We can do it together right now. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And keep doing that after this reading, after I unveil your sacred self-care oracle act. Just keep doing some conscious breathing for a couple minutes. But Spirit's highly recommending up to at least 5 minutes. Go longer if you can. You've been exerting so much of your energy and becoming very overwhelmed, and this may be something that you keep pushing to the back of your subconscious mind to the point where you don't even realize how much of your energy you're giving outwardly, and you could be getting a little frustrated or overwhelmed or overstimulated because there's this path that's calling to you, like we talked about in this whole reading, where there's this new path that is calling to you, an unfamiliar path that your soul really wants you to connect with, really wants you to embrace and to bring into this world, and to shine your light upon. But you're not allowing yourself time and space to go within those shadows and to transmute them. And it's like you keep distracting yourself with all these things outside of you, but that's not where the answers are. That's not where the magic is. That's not where the things that you're feeling deeply called to in your soul, in your being, are going to manifest. It's from you getting still, getting quiet with yourself, and listening to what yourself is speaking to you, what your intuition is speaking to you, what your body's speaking to you, and honoring that first and foremost, okay? Because I see here, if you picked pile 3, you may be on the path to burnout, and we don't want you to go into that space. So again, schedule time to be with yourself this week and to come into stillness and meditate, journal, do something just because you really need to do it, okay? Take a bath, soak in water, some type of self-care practice that brings you back to yourself and to being in stillness and silence with yourself. All right, let's see what your sacred self-care action is. And I love this. It is 17, create art. Yes, create art. Create art. Do something just for you that feels creative, that feels expressive, just because you want to do it, just because it helps you to release the energy that you're holding on to, and it helps to move the energy along as well. Spirit's also saying here, if you are an artist or you already partake in some type of creative art hobby, do something different than what you normally do. Okay, so if you usually paint, Spirit saying go crochet. If you usually knit, go paint. All right, if you write, go do something different. Go let's see if Spirit will give me some other examples here. This is like painting here. Oh, go draw. If you usually write, draw something instead. Okay, do something different. Even make a tie-dye shirt, tie-dye your sheets, make some jewelry, do something different. Okay, but again, you have all the tools that you need to do whatever this activity is that's different. Spirit's saying this. You already have all the tools that you need to do the different art form or to create the art. So work with what you have. You don't need to go out and buy all these things or look for all these external things. Work with what you already have. Okay, you already have it all. I'm sure you have pen and paper. So if you usually write, start drawing. If you usually draw, write instead. Okay, do something different. And then if you don't create art at all, just start creating art that you have felt called to create for some time now. You already have the tools. You've probably bought them, put them away on a shelf, said I'll get to it one day. Today is the day. Pull them out and sit with yourself in stillness and just allow the tool to guide you. All right, just allow your hand to guide the tool and to express what's going on internally, externally. That's part of you taking the steps to bring the internal energy that we talked about with the 10, the light of the world, and the Hilarion card here, to bring it out into the physical, the King of Keys there. Okay, that's the energy that we talked about, where you're bringing it outside of you. Start taking those steps today, now, in this moment, by making time and space to sit with yourself in stillness and to just receive the knowing, the answers that you already have within. All right, loves. All right, loves. So that is it for pile 3. I thank you so much again for tuning in, loves. So that's it for your reading today. Thank you so much, loves. Until next time. Bye.